What's up, Tech Gang? Stefan here from TechRight. So I've been using the ZTE Blade Max View for about a month now, and I feel I'm finally ready to give you guys my full analysis. So as you know, ZTE released two new budget-friendly smartphones, one being the Blade Max 2S, which is Sprint certified, and it works on Boost Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, and Cricket Wireless, offered at only $179. And the second device, the device we're actually covering today, the Blade Max View, which is a Verizon certified device and works on all four major carriers, including Metro by T-Mobile and Cricket Wireless. This device will be offered at $199. So definitely take into consideration which carrier you have to ensure you purchase the right ZTE phone. Alright guys, so starting off with the build of this device, we do have a rubber back on the back of the Blade Max View that is very grippy and nice. For the month of using this, I haven't even dropped this device one time, so very nice and grippy, definitely a lifesaver. Also, we do have a premium feel because we do get a brushed aluminum around this whole device, so for $199 you are getting some premium materials on this device. Back of the device, we have our 16+ 2 megapixel dual rear camera, we have our flash to the right of that, and just below that we have our fingerprint sensor and a ZTE insignia. Now as far as the fingerprint sensor, it is nice and accurate as ZTE devices before it, so you should probably get a 99% success rate with this one right here. On the front of the phone, we have this beautiful 6-inch IPS display. Now this is going to be 1080p. It's going to be 18:9, so it is going to be a longer phone, but we do have Corning Gorilla Glass on this device. The top of that, we have our notification light sensor, as well as our 8 megapixel shooter and our headset. Top of the phone, we get a noise canceling mic, as well as a 3.5mm head jack. Really nice to see stuff like that because they are taking out the head jacks on many newer devices. Right side of the phone, we have our space volume up and down button, which I love. And we do have a textured power button, which is always nice to see. Left side of the device, we have our SIM tray right there. And the bottom of the phone, which I love. One of my favorite things actually about this phone is we do have Quick Charge 2.0. So that means we have USB Type-C right here. It charges actually very quickly. And as far as our speakers, we have our speaker right there. And we actually have a speaker when the headset is not utilized. So this is going to be stereo audio and it's going to sound very good. As far as the internals inside this device, we do have 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and we can actually expand that to 2 terabytes. We also have the Snapdragon 435 in here with a 1.4 gigahertz octa-core processor. And I have to say, with those specifications, this phone has been running very nicely for me. My only gripe about this device is it doesn't have Android 8.0 yet. So we're actually going to be getting Android Oreo in December. So by the end of December, we are going to be getting Android Oreo, which is perfect because it's almost December. And if any of you guys are going to be picking up this device in December, you will be getting Oreo straight away. As far as the videos, you can watch videos up to 1080p 60 frames per second. And I have to say, this is one of the best IPS panels I have seen on a budget phone yet. Now, the only other thing that is more impressive than the screen definitely has to be the speakers on this device. We are rocking a stereo setup, so we are going to be using the headset when it is not utilized, as well as a bottom speaker, and we do have Dolby DS1 audio inside of here, so it's going to sound very nice. It's not going to give it justice, but take a listen for yourself. So I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but yes, this is bar none for budget speakers. These are the best I've heard so far. Now, as far as battery goes, I can see myself getting a day to a day and a half battery life, and it actually charges very quickly as well, so you guys are not going to have a problem with this battery. One of the best I've seen in a phone, and it is 4,000 milliamps, so this is pretty much a battery beast. Next thing I want to take a look at is the camera inside of this device. Now, we are offered video at 1080p 30 frames per second. We can also take photos with our dual rear-facing camera right there, so that's always nice for portrait effect and bokeh as well. But my favorite mode definitely has to be portrait on this device. One of the nicest features on this device. I really do enjoy it. So I'm going to be giving you guys a slideshow of some photos as well as the front-facing and rear-facing camera. Alright guys, so this is the ZTE Blade Max View. Looks a little bit washed out, but is definitely stable. Portrait mode looking good so far, as you guys saw. As this is the rear facing camera on the Blade Max View. Next thing I want to talk about is the coverage on this device. How has my experience been with calling, texting, and everything? I have to say one of my favorite things about calling on this device is it is supported with Wi-Fi calling for Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile, so it's always nice to see that with unlocked devices. Really cool. And yeah, I actually use AT&T prepaid on this device. I've used Cricket Wireless and I've used Metro PCS, and in my area they have all worked perfectly. Very good signal from this device. Another thing about this device that I think is overlooked is this does not have Google Photos, but it actually has its own gallery, so you can hold your photos in your gallery, which is really nice to see. I hate when we have to use Google Photos. I'm just uncomfortable using it because you don't know what they do with your photos, so amazing to see that we have a gallery app. Now, as far as gaming, obviously the lesser graphic intensive games are going to work, but I did play some Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies, Asphalt 9, and they ran perfectly. So if you guys are going to game on this phone, it should be a good experience and you should have little to no dropped frames. If you guys want to see my full review on gaming, you guys can go ahead and check it out in the description down below. So what are my final thoughts on this device? So I think my only gripe with this phone is it doesn't have Android 7.1 out of the box, but we are getting Oreo in December, so really I shouldn't have any gripes because it's going to be coming out in less than a month now, and especially if you guys are going to be picking this up in December or on Black Friday or something like that, you guys aren't going to have to wait long for an update. So as far as that, no gripes other than that. $199 is perfectly reasonable for this phone, considering the camera, the build of the phone, and the experience overall. It's been a very good phone. So yeah guys, I think you guys are safe buying the ZTE Blade Max View. I think it's a really decent device, and I think ZTE did a very good job on it. They provided the simples, a decent camera, a very good screen, and some banger speakers. But if you guys do have this phone, I definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. In my opinion, I really do enjoy this phone, and you guys shouldn't be scared to go ahead and check it out for yourself. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like down below, as well as subscribing if you guys are not a part of the Tech Gang already. Also hit the notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I do upload a new video. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.